About what you guys have. You have a lot to accomplish in 10 days. Yeah. You got to fund the government, you got to fund the Defense Department, you got to pass tax reform, some would say, as well as come up with some type of compromise. First off, on tax reform, where are we now?
We're right now in a conference committee, and so the House and Senate passed two different versions of the same, roughly the same bill that's going to ultimately reduce taxes for families and get the economy moving and create jobs. And so the conferees, both in the House and Senate, have been meeting through the weekend, combing through a lot of the final details where there's disagreement. So hopefully in the next few days, we'll see the final framework, get a bill well before Christmas on the president's desk.
Is Obamacare repeal going to be part of that?
The individual mandate repeal is going to, I think, very likely be a part of the final product.
You guys embrace it because it came from the Senate?
Sure. We've passed it in the House many times. The Senate had trouble in the past. The Senate did pass the repeal of the individual mandate in their version of the bill, and we want to keep it. We want to keep it in the final product. That's going to help a lot of families to improve this healthcare system that's just devolving under Obamacare, where people are seeing massive double-digit increases. Let's get this in the final product of the bill signed by President Trump.
There's a story on Drudge Report right now. I believe it's the Wall Street Journal that shows that some high-income business owners could actually face marginal tax rates over 100%.
That's not going to be in any final version of the bill. Right now, I think they were trying to take some extreme worst-case scenario of something in the Senate bill that it's kind of a fictional. Regardless of that, every tax rate will be cut in our bill. No matter what tax rate you pay, if you're paying taxes, your tax rate is going to go down, and you're going to see families on average get $1,200 more back in their pocket.
So state and local taxes, the so-called SALT, got a lot of Republicans in big states like New York, high-tax states like California upset. Susan Collins is going to be a stumbling block in the other chamber. Here she is yesterday.
I always wait until the final version of the bill is brought before us before I make a final decision on whether or not to support it. There are major differences between the House and Senate bills, and I don't know where the bill is going to come out. I also obviously care very much about amendments that I was successful in getting in the bill that particularly help middle-income families.
You worry?
No, she voted for the Senate bill, and I think she's going to like the final version even more. This bill pushes a lot more tax relief to middle-class families. It works on making our country competitive again. We have the highest corporate tax rate in the industrialized world, and what that's meant is the erosion of our middle class. Really good $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 jobs leaving America, going to Ireland, Canada, other places. In our bill, we bring those jobs back, and we make our country competitive.
Terrific. Real quick, has the president been helpful on taxes, unlike with health care, which, you know, in the Senate, he was told by Mitch, don't bother helping, I got this covered?
No, President Trump has been incredibly helpful every step of the way. The day we released the bill in the House, the president had us over to the White House and fully embraced the idea of cutting taxes for families. Look, he campaigned on this. He said, I'm going to cut tax rates across the board, and he's following through on yet another campaign promise. He has been great to work with. And when this gets signed by President Trump, this is going to be a generational achievement. We still talk about the 86 tax cuts under Reagan. You're going to be talking about these Trump tax cuts and how it got our economy moving again. And it's going to be something that families are going to really look back on a year from now, 5 years from now, as a great achievement.
Great to see you back in action.
Yeah,
great to be back. Thank you. Good to be here with you.
All right.